Why, hello there.
This meeting is being recorded.
So that was
So
special.
that's my fault. I'm on the bootleg free Zoom and I lost track of the timer. They give you a countdown like a nuclear launch. So I didn't want it on the screen. So well, here we are. We're back rolling. Part two, I guess. I was like, shit, I was into it. You know what I'm saying? But,
Yes.
Um,
Boston
continue.
movies. So the town's up there. Goodwill Hunting. How do you like them apples?
That's definitely top five. I'm gonna throw The Departed in.
Oh, that's always going to be in the conversation when it comes into these movies. By the
Yeah.
Gun. By the Gun. I don't know if you've seen this.
No.
I enjoyed it. It's a good movie. We got some Brad Pitt and some Slain. What's the? I'm gonna think about it when we're done. But I don't know. The town probably is the tops. Like, I feel like that's literally one of my favorite scenes when it comes down to movies. And I mean,
The number one of all time. My number one of all time. Boondock Saints.
I knew it was coming because they're always going to be in the conversation too.
I can literally recite that movie from.
I'm gonna ask you some stuff here because how many Boondock Saints movies are we at?
I don't after there's no other in my mind but the first one. The other ones are too much.
All right, fair. I enjoyed them all. I wholeheartedly enjoyed them all. I know people like you just like them because you're from there. Maybe that's the case. Obviously the first one's a straight up cult classic. And it came out, and I mean, obviously, like it bombed at the movies. You know that, right? Bombed.
I didn't really pick it up when it was at the movies.
No one did.
Yeah,
no one did. This was a like made for DVD movie,
right.
Like made for like once it went to like home, things like that, it became a cult classic. And I mean, that's another one, like The Cat. I bring rope places because of that movie. Like
you and your fucking rope. Anyway.
Aren't you glad I brought the rope? Like,
yeah. Oh, the real Charlie Bronson, are you?
Yeah.
It's great. The entire movie was great.
Boston movies. I like honestly. I mean, and there's more and more. There's so many more scenes being recorded in this area that it's pretty interesting. And I know they go from different places, but to think that like a lot of movies, Black Panther, I think the latest one had some scenes that were recorded downtown Worcester.
Really?
Yeah.
Definitely didn't know that.
We're all some wealths of useless knowledge. But
yeah.
But if you watch the movie, pick out the parts, see if you can find out which scenes were in. I even think it might be Worcester, to be honest.
Yeah, there was a few they did the last couple of years. Who was in Worcester? Bradley Cooper had a movie that was just filmed down here. I don't know.
We're getting Superman back. I'm hearing rumors that Ben Affleck might be Batman again.
Really?
That warms my heart.
Isn't he? He's married to J-Lo again or something? They get back together? Is that what?
She's like she got more rings than any Super Bowls or.
Yeah.
Like, she wins.
Yeah.
And, I don't even understand how do you get married that many times?
I don't know. She just doesn't care.
She's J-Lo. She can do what she
probably
wants.
Fun. I'm just saying.
I mean, not gonna lie. If she walked up and was like, "Marry me," I'd probably. Yep.
You're like, no,
Yes.
Get out. Yeah.
Like, but no, like, what? I gotta cook. I gotta clean it. What? Okay, let's do this.
Yep, I'll do it.
But I mean, if you're going through a track record and stuff like that, it seems like she might be a little high maintenance. So
She just gets bored, I think. Is that what it is?
again, it's just what you read, things like that. She's got her set ways, things like that. Like she apparently she's not a fan of like people having motorcycles, fast cars, and all the other stuff. We'll see how it plays out. We'll go with that. Was a bold move, Cotton.
Yep.
Let's see what happens next.
Yep. Love it, man.
We've made it pretty far into this year, so we had a big gap in between. So I'm going to say for a while now, I haven't really watched the Patriots because all we did was win. And then it got towards like the end of Tom Brady's career. And, everybody thought it was going to be the end of his career here. And I mean, we didn't do as awesome. And there was obviously some behind the scenes stuff. We'll never know anything along those lines. But so we got new QBs. Mac Jones, is he our guy?
Mac Jones, unfortunately, is not the guy.
Sad, right?
Yeah, he's not the guy.
So we got the other guy who might not be the guy. We're riding this out. We'll see how it goes. But like, I can't lie. I've been enjoying watching Patriots football, and like, it's horrible because I don't think we're gonna win. But like, part of the thrill of watching is like, I want us to win. I'm not watching it going like, if we lose, I'm pissed.
Yeah.
Which is like, I feel like it got there, and it was like one of those like everybody hated New England sports fan because like, all we do is win. Like,
I'm at that level where I'm still. It might last forever. It's kind of softened the blow because they won so many championships. Like it kind of doesn't matter.
Which that part's fine, but I'm back to enjoying watching because I don't like think it's an auto win. Like you gotta watch it and not know.
You know the good news is,
Go ahead.
Tom Brady's coming back. We're gonna be elite again. He's got 20 more years. He's got left in him.
Thank you.
That's happening.
I was hoping that I was serving that up on a silver platter because I was like, I'm seeing this everywhere.
Yeah.
Is he really coming back?
Oh, he's coming back. He's coming back for one more year.
So my man gets divorced from who I think was the reason he left here. He loses his fortune to, is it VTX? He's got his $600 million just went poof. And how's that guy not in jail? How the fuck is, and I apologize, we went way in the paint there. How is that guy not in jail? Like, we talking like, I think Bernie Madoff got away with less money than this guy.
So what is the actual story about it? But what is it?
It's a crypto
FTX,
that
right?
like, everybody invested in that it's not real. Like, it's just like, it's gone.
The guy's a dick, right?
Yeah.
That. So
if you want to talk about a dick, like we're in a place where everybody's a Brady fan. He $650 million. I don't know if it's locked up, jammed up, or gone. Could be gone.
Frozen, probably gone.
And that's one person, dude.
There was a lot of people involved.
How is this guy doing interviews? How is this guy not in a cell? How? Someone explain that to me. Someone tell me how, like, oh, poor this guy. Because
I don't know.
Wild.
That's when money just becomes paper. You're talking about $600 million just gone. Whose is it?
Yeah, but when you get down to like Martha Stewart did time. Martha Stewart.
Hard time. That is
like for real.
Yeah,
so,
she got mad street cred though. It wasn't all for nothing.
Like for a little bit, I thought her and Snoop were dating. I was like, all right, so like
I'm not fully convinced that they're not. I'm not really. You know, I think that's awesome. I like that. That makes me feel good about the world seeing those two. Legit, it's so funny. Like, because people would just think that could never happen, you know? And
Every
bam.
time I see Snoop and Martha, I'm like, that's my Batman and Robin right there.
Yeah, legit. They love it too. They look like they have a blast.
I
You
will
know?
say this: I feel like everybody missed on like, how did Matt Damon not end up Robin? And maybe Matt Damon's like, fuck you, I wanted to be Batman. But like, how's that guy like Ben Affleck's Batman?
Ego.
Like,
That's
I think it's a dick. I think it's a dick move that he didn't. Like, how do I get in Robin? Like, how do I like? He should be Robin, right?
that's got to be a decent paycheck, at least half. At least half of what of Batman's paycheck.
And at the end of the day, like, you know Batman. Like, you know Batman. Batman's your
Yeah.
guy. Like, you guys
Yeah.
grew up together. Although Goodwill
To
Hunting,
make it more believable.
well, so it would even be like they would actually be able to play off of each other, like, because they know each
could
other
have
in real life.
You could have a
Yeah.
prequel of them growing up, turning into Bat. I mean,
You could actually bring it to like almost their real story.
yeah,
Because if you get into it, like, I'm not going to say Ben Affleck's not Robert Downey Jr. Iron Man. Iron Man is Robert Downey Jr. Like,
right.
I'm a huge Ben Affleck Batman fan. I'll tell you right now, he's one of my tops. When I first saw Batman with Michael Keaton, and it's probably because Jack Nicholson was the Joker, that's the one that wins my #1 Batman movie.
That was the best one.
But I think Ben Affleck is a better Batman, and probably because he's a better Bruce Wayne, if that makes any sense. Like, when I seen the movies, like, he's Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
And that part probably made him more Batman for me. But I need like Matt Damon.
I'm
Where
gonna
you at,
say
Doc?
that Matt Damon's personality is more Batman, but he looks like Robin. And Ben
Yeah.
Affleck looks more like Batman, but his personality is kind of like Robin. You know what I mean?
You might be, you know what? I'll agree with you on the personalities, things like that. Because even if the Saturday Night Live skits, anything else like that, like, anybody watch the Bourne movies? Like, you'd be a dick to not think the Bourne movies like homie's Batman, but it could be Robin because he's doing a lot of that like jumping around shit, parkour, fucking whatever.
Oh
like,
yeah.
and that's
Yep,
Robin. Like,
yep.
so
I agree.
Batman was a ninja, Robin was a gymnastics
Yeah.
aerobic. I don't know. I'm gonna mess that up.
Robin was there to jump in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You need people that'll jump in.
And
Yeah.
look, yes,
You never know. You never know. What do we got on the food front?
what do we do? What are we doing for food? What do you want to do for food? We want to do food?
I'm thinking, what do you think about, I guess the big debate lately is why all these restaurants are closing down on Green Street. I guess
Are we doing that? We're doing that.
you got side A that's saying it's because of Polo Park and the Woo Sox.
Yep.
And you got side B that says the ballpark's buying out these places, making them better. I don't know. There's that it's not the ballpark's fault. Parking seems to be the issue, but there's plenty of parking down there. You know what I mean? I think
Man, you're gonna put me in a weird spot here.
I know. I know. So the last one to go down was Urban Barbecue, I believe. Smokestack.
Well, I mean, we've moved over to Maddie's clothes too. Like,
Yeah,
Mhm.
Maddie's was recent. The
and
one
there's some people just saying that like rents are going up, things like that. The cities naturally, and one of the things that pissed me off more than anything was hearing the city be like, "Well, it opens up spots for new business." These are already businesses.
right,
Like,
yeah.
new business isn't this restaurant turned into that restaurant. That's not new business. New business is like another industry or business came in and opened this place. That's new business. If a restaurant closes and becomes another restaurant, it's not new business. If a restaurant closes and becomes a, we'll go donut place, or becomes a t-shirt maker, it's not new business. You just flipped a spot into a different place. That place was already a business spot. Man, well, I'm gonna have to do it. So like, to say that Polar Park did not ruin a lot of these businesses that we've literally put out there, when you go down Green Street and every business on the street got punched, people can say there's other reasons. There may be 7 denominators to why some of these places close, but like, if you're not putting the park as one of those reasons, then you're a fan of the park, and that's cool. The park is cool. I've gone to watch some games there. It is cool. There are some restaurants in there. That's cool. But to say that it didn't affect the area, not cool.
No, I'm glad that you said that first, because this is the only thing that really can really defend it. Before it, if Polar Park is there now, and you're the place next to it is open, the dive bar is open for like sale or rent or whatever,
Yep.
wouldn't the pitch be it's close to the ballpark, so it's going to be busy?
Yes.
I just think that mindset, it kind of cancels everything out, because you would think, oh, the band is right across from the park. People are going to walk there and go stop there first, come there after the game. And I think, I don't know how that doesn't happen. It should happen.
I believe that's what they thought was going to happen. It just didn't happen. And the other side is like, so there was a lot of other things that changed at the same time.
Money.
Well, I mean, there was a lot of money that exchanges hands and things along those lines. But like,
I'm saying you can't go there, and in the park is expensive. You can't go there. They're drained by the time they get out there. Nobody goes out after, or nobody goes out
go
before.
to the park, and they have the restaurants that you're going to for food.
Right.
They have the booze that you're having. When you leave the park, most people go home. But you just occupied all the parking spots for anybody that may go to the local places. So now, like, if you're driving to go somewhere and you're like, oh, well, the parking spot that I used to go to this place, I can no longer go to.
Right. That's the hit right there.
You do that a couple times, and then you're like, well, I'm going to go somewhere else. And
now I get that. I do get that, because even at the Blarney, when I used to work there, it was cool to hang out there. But when I get older and it was busier, and those are the people that generally probably go to these games, like families and everything, which they
want to go way back. All right, so I'll go way back for you. Bottoms up, Shrewsbury Street.
Way back, which is funny. That's funny. That's where I grew up till I was, I think, 12 to 13.
So the Dunkin' Donuts, 3 doors down, was a parking lot.
Yep.
When that parking lot was there, Jeff's and Bottoms Up did very well. When that parking lot sold and became a Dunkin' Donuts, the business in these places went down drastically, because now people didn't have a parking lot to go to. People still came for a bit, but now you have to park in the back street, around the street, down the street, and slowly over time, people get sick of that. These are where people started going to Green Street, because it had the municipal parking lot on the end and things like that. That's the other part. Polar Park or not, the municipal parking lot at the end of Green Street, right by the tunnel, that they turned that into a water fountain display or whatever it is.
I'm not sure.
It's not a parking lot anymore. Like, it's a monument. Like, you can go there.
That was a huge parking lot too, for that right side of the Union and all that.
Well, because now they want you to park over on the park side at the parking garage.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get rid of this parking lot because people are going to park over here. No, dude. Like, people park there to go to this street.
Yeah.
And now, never mind, on top of it, you go down that street the parking lots that are there, like, all right, so like, you want to pay to park here? You want to park on the street for 2 hours and you can't re-up your meter? What is that? And everybody's like, well, that's so people can park on the street for local businesses. Well, if I want to go to a local business and spend more than 2 hours there, I can't now.
That's crazy. Yeah.
I think that's a dick move. Like
Yeah.
we talking about being a dick. Like that's a 3 dick move.
Yeah.
Like
One of the
because-
places that closed, Bucks. Now that place, my opinion on that whole thing, it was
Bucks, pre-gamers, hangover pub.
Bucks is the best burger in the city. The best, like legitimately, I think he wants to cater, and I don't know. That place is kind of small, probably to pay those bills because it.
Smokestack. And then when we come around the corner, like, so I won't say they were forced out by any means or anything else like that. Like the Rock Bar, he sold. You know, there's no forced out. Like that's a legitimate. Like he sold it. Moving on.
Yeah.
There's no question in that. I've heard people say like, "Oh, well, him too." No, he chose. I'll
Right.
say that flat out, and that's cool because you can sell your business. There's people have said the same about Bucks. They're like, all right, so he sold it because he wants to do catering, and I don't. Maybe he was never going to get more money for his business than he would now. That could be a thing,
Yeah.
possibility. Like, but there are other places that didn't necessarily see the opportunities for the increased growth that they were told. The other side is like even just driving down the street, they've beautified to the point where they're taking away sidewalk parking. The bump outs on the sidewalk, everything along those lines. Every single time something along those lines happen, it's another person that can't park on that street.
Yep.
If you don't have parking for these people, they're not going to come to these areas.
It's maxed out. Like
I know
both sides
people
of
that
Green
used
Street.
to go to these areas that don't go to these areas, but like they'll say because the place changed, because it's not the same anymore. Well, it's not the same anymore because nobody else goes there either because they can't park and go there.
Yeah.
And if they get rid of all the parking, people like to go to the busy spots. That's a reality of it all. If the place ain't busy, even less people go. Your rise to the top is quick. Your fall is quicker. And if you don't have like a huge following, like it's people bail. Like, all right, well, no one else is going here.
Yeah. Same old bar stuff, bar was,
Maddie's I saw earlier posted up like they trying to either sell or lease the place. That place, I love their setup. I hope somebody takes that over and does something good with that.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Million dollar idea. Bring Cactus Pete's back.
Wow.
If that's, I'm putting it out there because I'll probably never land that dream. It's a immediate $1 million flip.
So the building's not even there, buddy. Like,
no, it's a CVS now. It's aisle 4 at CVS. I think.
That sounds like I was like, bless your heart. Like it's not even an option. Like CVS ain't giving up the spot. Like,
yeah.
Cactus Pete's, huh? Like the free peanuts. That place was great.
The free peanuts, the rattlesnake pasta, 10-cent wings. I mean, that's what it's all about.
What was Wednesday night? What was Wednesday night in there? It was something. It was like double something.
I'll take it. We accept that. They had the pineapple mixed vodka there, everything.
Not gonna lie, that place was great. When that place closed, that was sad for a lot of people, like because that was a staple.
We got to be about 20 years out now, and I'm still hurt by it. I see it. It's talked about like once a week on.
I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell at all.
Yeah, I get up there on this. I'm mad. Monday nights, just get down there.
So you think when they close, they would be in dicks?
I mean, you got I think $1 million for it or something like that. I guess I'd think about it, but that was
right. And I also like if I understand where that was coming from. They were I think they were condemning the building regardless. The building wasn't in great shape.
Really?
What's the building on the water too? Like, wow, what was it?
Vinny T's?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that building. I don't want to say it's condemned this out, whatever, but like, it needs a lot of work. And if
Something's not
somebody-
right.
That place should kill it.
Yep.
There's no park interference there. So what I was going to say was, I had high hopes that Green Street would be like a Yawkey Way, like shut down, party time. Like it's literally the back street of the park.
Yep.
Those are the restaurants. That's where you go. That's the like, before the game, you're going in somewhere, maybe seeing some live music. After the game, you're definitely going there and like hoo-haing it up.
That's what I think. That's what I thought.
It didn't seem to go down that way.
No.
And I don't get why that didn't happen. And people will say like, all right, so they brought some places in, like the Wonder Bars in the park, BTs. I love these places.
Yeah.
Please don't get it twisted.
Coney
I will
Island.
go there. Yeah, I will go. Like, I will go there and eat all of these things. I will
Yeah.
leave there and go somewhere else and eat some more stuff.
I'll have one of
Like-
each.
Like I get it, and that is awesome. Like the park's cool, but to literally say like they had no influence on these places around, like I think that's weird. Is it one for one? Can you do different things? Sure, but I'm also not running these restaurants. But
Yep.
to have so many in a row in like such a close vicinity speaks volumes.
Yeah.
I'm
I
not
agree.
buying that just and we just went through COVID, we went through whatever. They made it to the other side of that, just slowly couldn't get. I don't know. I don't buy it. Like,
That's what
it's
I.
gotta be-
That's what I was gonna say. The COVID really. It's a long-lasting effect to get away from that because people are afraid to go out no matter what.
Yes.
Everybody's facing the same plight. And it comes into right the next level, inflation. Everybody's got to raise their prices to keep up. Double whammy, and it's hard. It's definitely
Yes.
hard. These landlords in Worcester now, they're charging max dollar because they know they can get it. The trend is not good with that.
No, which a lot of these landlords are also brand new landlords in Worcester,
Right.
because all the 3 families just sold for top dollar, and the new landlords are like, all right, so I just paid all the money for this, and I'm going to raise the rent.
Right. Yeah.
I think you might see a lot of people move, because a lot of these, I mean, I'm hearing what some of these places are collecting for rent, and it's like, all right, so like, how are these people paying it?
It's insane. It's really insane. I don't even know how they survive.
Well,
But-
some people have to choose. It's like, all right, so like, I'm going to eat 4 nights a week instead of 7 because
Yeah.
my rent is now, went up that much. And I get the landlord side. You buy an investment property going, all right, if I buy it for this and I ask this for rent, it makes sense.
Right.
That's not what the people were paying rent, and that's not necessarily what that area collects for rent. So it's a weird place to be at. I mean, I always say we're in wild times because we're in wild times.
Yep. I don't know. I'm just happy to be safe, warm, roof over my head.
Same.
That's what it's all about.
Tis.
Yep.
We've rambled on this evening.
I love it, man. I love it. These are just the regular things that go through my head. I'm glad I have something to come through them with.
It's the part where I'm like, you don't be a dick. You don't be a dick.
Yeah. Love it, man. Love it. Well, Worm, it's been phenomenal to chat tonight. Everybody, thanks for tuning in. And
Yeah, next week maybe we'll talk about New Year's resolutions.
that's going to be a good one. That's going to be a good one.
Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick. and you can't use the one that everyone's gonna say, the gym. Everyone's minus that, everything else.
I'm gonna go hard in the paint and say that I may actually be one of the New Year's resolutioners to go back to the gym for New Year's. So,
Nope, that's fine. It's a high percentage shot. A high percentage shot.
yep.
Love it, my man. Well, listen, I'll talk to you before then, but Christmas is gonna be great. We'll talk about that next time too.
You got it, man.
Guys,
Hey,
Thank you for
everybody out
tuning
there
in.
listening, don't be a dick.